NULN needs to watch its back because there's a replacement in town. Hi, welcome to Dasmore Wargaming. In this video we're going to talk about this little gem. Now this little paint from Citadel, you've probably got in your paint collection now. You probably use it quite regularly and there's nothing wrong with it. It's NULN oil. I've used it quite a lot over time, but something about my paint style changed. I wanted it to be more efficient, I wanted it to feel a bit more alive, a bit more grimmed out, a bit more depth. So while experimenting with other paints, as you do, I found a, I'd say better, for me anyway, alternative that you might want to try yourselves. And that is using another little Citadel gem, which is Corvus Black. Now Corvus Black is one of their acrylic paints. It's a base paint. And ultimately what I do is I thin it down with water to a wash or glaze consistency. And I use this as a recess wash, a pin wash, an overall wash. So you can use it the same sort of ways. I find it has more control, obviously, because you can control how thin or thick it is anyway. And some things I like to cover it all over the miniature, go back, then layer up, wet blend, go back in with some of this mix, use it as a wet blending tool. What you can also do is just fine pin wash into shades on the model where, you know, into the deep recesses and things like that. I find it works really well. It gives a depth to the miniatures that I couldn't get with NULN oil, and a level of control. Another bonus, obviously depending on where you buy it from, NULN oil, I think they're about £4.95, £4.75 from Games Workshop anyway. For this little pot. I'm not sure how many mil it is. I think it's 24 mil. Corvus Black is £1.75 from Games Workshop, so you can get it cheaper elsewhere. The pot is considerably smaller. I'm not quite sure. 12 mil. There we go. It's a half the size. So the great thing is if you have an empty pot like that, you can tip the contents of this into that pot, top it with water, give it a shake, and you've got for £2.75 the same volume, if not more if you thin it down as you go, but the same volume of what I would say is a better wash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a zombie model that I've put some basic tones down on, and we're just going to go through the process. There's nothing planned on this. I'm just going to do what I would normally do while painting my miniatures to give you a real insight on the process and how it works. So there might be mistakes in there, but it's all part of the fun. And I've got some example ones that I've done off camera anyway. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Let us know what you think about it in the comments, and let's head on over to the paint table. Right, so what we've got here is a zombie that we've just base coated with some basic colours. I've used Pokemons Glow, really thinned down for the skin. You can use Gutterman Flesh or anything like that. Once you've got a strong base layer on, we're then going to go in with our Corvus Black wash, and we are going to go quite heavily into these recesses. Work on the chest area and the face because it's so detailed. I think I'm just going to apply it all over. I think half of that's a skull actually, but we'll ignore that for now. So what I'm just trying to do is give some heavy definition. What I find this does is tints the skin. It's got that nice cool blue colour, which is really nice. And what using a paint like this watered down does is it doesn't overly affect the colour you put on underneath. So I always refer to like the washes when you wash all over, you kind of have to go back and reinforce any highlights and things like that again, because it almost like tea stains it, or coffee stain, that's that sort of thing, the whole thing. Whereas this, I find, just alters the hue of the base colour. It's quite subtle. But yeah, so that is it with just a wash over most of the body. So we'll come back and do some reinforced highlights. So with that Corvus Black wash done, as you can see, it looks pretty cool. But now we are going to do the traditional method of highlighting up for a few colours. So I am keeping paints quite thin here, and the skin tones I'm going through. The main colours I'm using are Arcadian Flesh Tone, Kislev Flesh, and Flake One Flesh. So what I'm going to try and do and demonstrate, I'm just going to add some colour to the most raised areas. Like that. And then just blend it through to some other colours. So as you can see now, it's gone from what it is on these hands. This is literally just a Bugman's Glow with the Corvus Black over the top. Then we've started highlighting up with a few of our other colours, going back and forth between them, and also incorporating some of that black again, which just goes in quite nicely. What I'm going to do is go away, come back, I'll paint the beard and a few facial features, and then we'll take another look at it. Right, so as you can see now, I've painted a few more features in, like the beard, and some just marked where the teeth are with some white in the eye. I'm just going to go back in now, just show you some other applications, because obviously the teeth especially, are quite bright there. So I want to bring those back down. I also want to give some definition to the beard and between the beard and the face. So I'm going to grab some Corvus Black, believe it or not, and I'm going to just apply some all over that beard. I'm going to grab some from where it pulls quite heavily, and I'm just going to pull it around, remove some of the paint like that, and just go around this area. Again, it doesn't matter. I find it doesn't matter what colour you're putting this over. It just seems to do everything. You see, I painted the skull, half of the face there, so I'm just going to drop some on there. Right, it's a bit dark down there, so I'm just going to remove it. I'm going to put some on the forehead there. Okay. Again, going back into our flesh tones. Got some spot highlights. Gonna feather some highlights down on the head. A bit on the nose there. Yep, so that's gonna be absolutely fine. I'm gonna go back in with a bit of Corvus. Just gonna mix it in. Hopefully. Again, go back in with some flesh colour. Hopefully you can see now how that is turning around. I mean, you could add many different things to this. Just get some of this out. So you can water down. This is just for this sort of skin, maybe not for everything, but some Drucci Violet. And what I'll do with that is just reinforce some of the edges. So I'll dilute some. So I think around here. Just adds a bit more of a colder shadow to some of the areas. Okay. Yeah, so it just helps it pop. But yeah, there you go. So if you can see that side of the face, the back of the head's not done, but you can see where it's come from and where it's going to. I can pop a couple more examples on the screen, ones that I've been working on. So here is another one. So as you can see, it's all that same method, a little bit of patience. So a lot easier when I've done these ones where it's not been on camera, but the principle's still the same. It's just going through reinforcing those highlights on top. You can just do the shade over the top, but use Corvus Black as a tool. I mean, see, Corvus Black was all the recesses on this dress here. You can see the blue hue it gives. Try to find some more. There you go. And every single one is there's not one shade on any of these. It is all just Citadel paints and the Corvus Black watered down. It really is a friend when it comes to just shading miniatures. Really, they don't take long at all. These when I get going on these zombies, they take about half an hour each, half an hour 40 minutes. But I just love that skin tone. I love the depth it gives to the mini. So yeah, let me get the original. There he is. So yeah, I did this chest piece of the chest here and this side of the face in the length of time it's taking you to watch this video, pretty much. I think the pause time that I did just to paint the beard and a few features in was 3-4 minutes. So that's how quick it is. So yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. As you can see, here's all the examples of Corvus Black used to its full potential. I hope you give it a go. Let me know what you think in the comments. Always, happy to hear that people have tried it out, whether you liked it or not, things like that. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, all that jazz. Head over to Instagram, give us a follow over there, it really helps. And happy hobby everyone, and stay safe.